Good evening, everybody. I'm Rick Aaron.
And I'm Emily Clark. Thank you for joining us on a very important day. We do begin tonight with the global pandemic coronavirus or COVID-19. Numbers worldwide updating now, showing a significant jump from yesterday. Areas of the UK and Europe seeing thousands more cases today compared to just yesterday.
Here in the U.S., at least 1,300 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed, including 5 Utah residents and a visitor who tested positive here. There have been 39 deaths nationwide, and 43 states are now confirming cases. New at this hour, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is suspending all public gatherings, including regular Sunday services, due to this pandemic. The church had already announced that members would not be allowed to attend next month's general conference in person. In a letter today, the church's First Presidency directed members to go to their local church leaders with questions.
Schools and universities across our state announcing their plans to help contain the spread of COVID-19 here in Utah. In a press conference at the Utah State Capitol this afternoon, ABC4's Rosie Nguyen was there and joining us now live with how students, staff, faculty, so many people, how will they be impacted? Rosie?
Rick, Emily, the University of Utah and Utah State University announced that beginning next week, they will move all classes online for the rest of the semester. Now, we're expecting other schools, universities, colleges to follow suit. BYU making a similar announcement just hours ago. State leaders and education officials emphasize they don't want this to alarm the public because these are proactive measures, not reactive measures. In addition to schools being moved online, they will also cancel school events with mass gatherings, discourage out-of-state travel for faculty and staff, and practice social distancing.
But unprecedented times require unprecedented actions, and we are working towards implementing actions rather than wishing later we had been implementing more precautions.
As for schools K through 12, officials will not issue a statewide order for them to close down, leaving the decision up to individual school districts and local health departments. A question that the public wanted to know is regarding graduation ceremonies. Will they continue or will they be canceled? Well, officials say they haven't made that decision yet, and they will reevaluate conditions again in 2 weeks. Reporting live at the Utah State Capitol, Rosie Nguyen, ABC4 News.
Thank you very much, Rosie. The Murray School District is closing its doors over virus concerns, becoming the first district in the state to choose that difficult option. The district released a statement today saying that this morning they learned about a potential direct contact to exposure to COVID-19, and although no students or teachers are exhibiting symptoms, they are acting out of an abundance of caution. Beginning Friday morning, all schools are closed and extracurricular activities are canceled in Murray until further notice. Parents came in droves just after the announcement, enlisting the help of grandparents and family members to get kids home.
Oh, heck yeah. Some people don't have the child care, and they're going to have to pay for somebody to babysit the baby or the kids, and they can't afford it.
The district says they are working on a plan for students to learn from home, and more information will be coming out about that plan in the near future. No word yet on lunch options for students who rely on free and reduced meals.
Now to the recommendations put in place by Utah's Governor Gary Herbert today. You're seeing them on your screen. For the next 2 weeks, no gatherings of over 100 people. If you are over the age of 60, you are advised to avoid gatherings of more than 20 people. Work from home if you can, and do restrict visitation to care centers.
As we heard from Rosie Nguyen moments ago, Utah State University has canceled classes and moved them to online only, along with rolling out a travel registration survey for students and staff to fill out when they get back from spring break. The goal is to get as much information from those who have traveled and may have had any contact with someone who is sick.
Asking people where they're going, even for personal trips, is not something we would typically do. But right now, we're just trying to get a handle on where people have been.
Doritos says about a dozen individuals are in isolation but not quarantined to prevent the possible spread of the disease.
U.S. senators, now including our own Senator Mitt Romney, introducing the Coronavirus Relief Act. They say the legislation will provide disaster unemployment assistance to people who are not able to work due to the current COVID-19 outbreak. This includes self-employed and independent contractors who are sick, quarantined, furloughed, or whose family circumstances keep them from working or reduce their pay as a result of the virus outbreak or government containment efforts.
Southern Utah public health officials say they are rapidly gearing up in preparation for a COVID-19 outbreak there, especially with such a high elderly population.
Tonight, ABC4's Katie Corrales has the response to the pandemic from the Southwest Utah Public Health Department, the Washington County School District, and Dixie State University.
Now, officials with the Southwest Utah Public Health Department say they are anticipating some community spread of COVID-19, and they are quickly ramping up testing centers all throughout southern Utah. They're also working closely with local school districts to ensure that they're prepared in the event of schools closing. Dr. David Blodgett with the Southwest Utah Public Health Department says members of the public will only be tested for the virus if they're both exhibiting symptoms and they've come in contact with an infected patient. But in this ever-evolving situation, they believe those guidelines will become more lenient in the coming days.
The healthcare system set up alternate testing sites, so it's helpful to learn where those are, so you can go to those sites instead of going directly to the ER where you might infect other people.
He says that currently the department does not plan to advise local school districts to shut down and would not do so unless a staff member or student has tested positive for COVID-19. But the Washington County School District says they're prepared in case students would need to stay home, pick up packets, check out devices, or schedule times to access technology in the buildings.
You'll see some videos, some packets, some online work. We have instructed our principals to be very accommodating.
School officials say they're aggressively disinfecting their buildings and asking that students and staff who are sick to please stay home. Although they can't monitor who decides to travel for spring break, administrators are asking to please choose wisely. This comes as both Dixie State University and Southern Utah University officials announced today their plans to move to online education.
But we feel that it's the right thing to do to keep our campus safe and to do our part to not spread this virus any further.
Reporting in St. George, Katie Corrales, ABC4 News.
Now to a question being asked, will the United States become another Italy? Currently, hospitals are reportedly on the brink of collapse while the entire country there on lockdown. That's the situation happening amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Today, our own Nicole Newman spoke to a Utah woman currently living there in Italy. She's joining us now in studio with more. Nicole?
Well, Emily, Britt Wilson says this is unlike anything she could ever imagine. Not being able to leave her home when she wants to and having to show proof just to go to the grocery store.
This is video shared with ABC4 of Italian police riding through a neighborhood in the town of Passiano di Pordenone, telling residents to stay inside. Amid the COVID-19 outbreak, the entire country is on lockdown.
The hospital nearest us is Pordenone Hospital. Their emergency room is so full, and their ICU is so full.
Britt Wilson of Syracuse, Utah, is currently living in Italy.
My husband manages the golf course at Aviano at the Air Force Base, so we are civilians.
She explained how rapidly the novel coronavirus has taken over the entire country.
3 weeks ago, I hadn't even heard of this virus. And then last week, I was being temperature checked for it, and now I'm in lockdown. So it moves fast.
Just a few weeks ago, Wilson was here in Utah to be with her ill father.
My father has since passed, and I can't go home for his funeral. I am expecting my first grandchild in July, but I'm not even going to risk. I was going to be there for the birth.
Wilson says she can't even move freely outside her home. She has to show this, a declaration of movement if pulled over just to do something simple, like going to the grocery store.
I'm shocked at how a week has changed my life.
Now Wilson has this warning for everyone in the Beehive State.
I hope Utahns take it serious.
Now, I do want to mention that Wilson is not sick with COVID-19 and says the lockdown is scheduled to last until April 3rd. In studio, Nicole Newman, ABC4 News.